Hello, TXGX here. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about the custom winch mount for the control box. Several of you have asked, how do I put it in there? How do I mount up the controller? How do I affix it inside the grill? So I wanted to show you just real quick. This is going to be a down and dirty video, but I just wanted to show you real quick how I mounted it in there, the material I used to create the custom mount. So let's get started. So real quick, I'm going to pull back the cover here. I've already got it unclipped. To be honest with you, it always stays unclipped. And down in here, you can see that I have my controller box for the winch mounted here on this cross member that supports the grill. All right, for the mounting material, I used this aluminum bar that I had laying around, decided to repurpose it for the controller. This is about 1/8 of an inch thick. Not sure exactly what they call it in the store, but that's round about the dimensions. On the thickness, it's about 1.5 inches wide, and I used about a total of, let's just call it 20 inches worth of this material if you include the pieces that got trimmed off the edge. So pretty easy to find this stuff at either Home Depot or Lowe's, fairly affordable, and very easy to work with too. So that's why I prefer to work with aluminum. All right, we are looking straight down from the hood onto the controller box. This is the radiator right here. The grill is right here. There's this crossbar that is already here as a part of the grill. So I decided to use that as my mounting point. It's very solid, comes in on brackets over to the left and the right, so very rigid. And basically what I did is I cut these two pieces of aluminum bar and I mounted the control box to them using 3 of the screws that came with the Smittybilt bumper. One of the screws I had to dig into my screw pile to find something that would work, just because there was a piece under here that it was going to interrupt with the screw coming through. So I had to find a shorter screw that I could use for that. But otherwise, I just used pretty simple machine screws to mount the control box to the aluminum bar. And then you can see on the right-hand side there, I have a combination of a Phillips head screw. That's actually a self-tapping metal screw right here, as well as a bolt that you can see right here. All of those used existing holes, so I did not have to drill any new holes in that cross member, which was important for me because this is a really tough spot to get a drill in. So it was important for me to use existing holes. You can see over here, I also have one more bolt that's holding that cross member down. And that's really about it. You know, it actually went together pretty easily. It's incredibly solid. That thing is not moving at all. You can see here that the wires are in loom. I wrapped all of them so that they're resistant to abrasion. Obviously, those go down the left-hand side to the winch that's down there. But otherwise, this turned out to be a great, easy, and affordable control box mount for the Lexus GX 460. I highly recommend it. I know some of you would like to see it from a couple of angles, so I'm showing you here. This is I'm looking at it from the driver's side. So you can see there those bars mounted to that existing cross member. This is looking at it from the passenger side. You can see there the power switch for the control box. And it's easy to get to that power switch just by simply lifting the plastic cover off. As I mentioned before, I actually don't even clip the plastic clip on. It just stays floating in the engine bay, and I've never had a problem with it. But this gives me the ability to not only access this power switch, but this is also the wired remote access port. This unit also came with a wireless controller, so I don't actually end up using the wired port very often, if ever. But it's nice that I'll be able to access it if I ever need to, or if my wireless remote were to die. One more angle of the control box. I'm going to pan over here so that you can see how all of this integrates in the space with the winch. You can see the winch down there. You can see the clutch handle. You can see that bar that comes across. It does fit underneath there. It doesn't touch. I know it looks like it does, but it doesn't. And then, you know, obviously you've got the AC lines in there as well. Those do not rub, but, you know, do be careful with them when you're installing the winch so that you don't knock anything off. But that is the Smittybilt 10K Synthetic Rope Winch. I hope this has been helpful for those of you trying to figure out how to mount your control for your winch inside of your Lexus GX. As I mentioned before, when I'm done, simply lay this down. I don't clip it. It just floats in there. It has never moved on me once, not even under hard driving conditions or water conditions spraying up into the hood. So never had a problem with that. Obviously, as you can see, and I don't need to see the comments, yeah, I know my engine bay is dusty. That's what happens when you drive dirt roads. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. And if you have any questions, certainly hit me up. I'll be happy to help. Otherwise, have a great holiday weekend. This is 4th of July, 2021. Hopefully most of you are out on the trails right now. I happen to be at home, so wanted to shoot this video for you real quick. As I said, if you have any questions, hit me up. Happy to answer all the questions you have. Also, please subscribe and click that notifications button. It would really help us out. And lastly, we have a great website, txgxoverland.com. Have lots of videos and additional information on that website. So check it out when you get a chance. Otherwise, have a great day.